Welcome to Telesis, the Architecture Student Journal. This journal is possible thanks to the support of the Christopher Gibbs College of Architecture and the University of Oklahoma. Today, we will be talking about the essence. In particular, we will be discussing about the appropriate use of resources as a design tool. It's my pleasure to introduce you to Pablo Cevallos and Valeria Sandoval from Taller Vertical. Taller Vertical Objects and Projects is an architecture, design, and construction studio located in Quito, Ecuador, where I come from. It was founded by young architects who want to respond to local, social, cultural, and spatial problems in an alternative way. As part of the learning process, Taller Vertical do not believe in generic solutions or in architecture that only seeks aesthetics or profit. On the contrary, they believe that architecture should seek solutions, simplify decisions, be basic and sincere, and above all, be consistent with the needs of the people, the place, and the environment. That's why they have been invited to this session. Moreover, Taller Vertical believes that architecture should have a close relationship with the users through attention to detail and small-scale solutions. As you can see in this slide, Valeria and Pablo are involved in the practice and teaching of architecture locally and internationally. Both have held their bachelor's degree from the Catholic University of Ecuador, where I also studied my bachelor's, and their MArch from the Polytechnic University of Valencia and Madrid, respectively. Last but not least, both have been invited as guest speakers in important platforms such as TEDx Quito. Welcome, Valeria and Pablo. It's a joy to have you here, as well as your students from the Catholic University of Quito. The panel is completely yours right now.
Thank you, Felipe. We are very happy to be here and expose about our city, our reality in the field of architecture. So I think we want to start the presentation, Pablo. Please, if you can share the presentation. Thank you.
Well, hi everyone. Thanks, Felipe, for the presentation. Today we are talking about working with Scarcity as design tool. Felipe told me that he brings to you a small paper that we wrote about our job in Quito, Ecuador. As the paper, this presentation is going to talk about our job in architecture here in our city, but we are going to talk about small interventions. And that's the reason we talk about working with Scarcity as design tool. You are going to see a lot of projects from us that not look a lot of scarcity architecture, of low budget architecture. But some of them there are with low budget. We talk about this because we use a lot of furniture and we give all the budget in the architecture projects to the furniture. So that's like the introduction, and now, Valeria, you can continue.
Thank you. So Quito, the capital of Ecuador, has a unique urban structure shaped by its historical and geographic factors. See, so Quito is located in a valley surrounded by mountains, including the Pichincha volcano. The city topography has limited his outward expansion, leading to vertical growth with buildings constructed on the slopes of the surrounding hills. This is a photo of Quito. So Quito stretches from the north to the south along the Indian mountain. The northern part of the city is known for its newer developments, shopping centers, neighborhoods that has more money, and the southern part of the city is more residential and includes neighborhoods like La Magdalena and La Tola, that are neighborhoods that were more industrial in one epoch. So in recent years, efforts have been made to improve infrastructure, public transportation, and urban planning to address that it's contained in these two important structures in geographic structures. So this is the shape of Quito. Sorry. So it's a compact city that has many plots that have high prices, a lot of unused buildings. That is that has also vehicular traffic and a long distance to the suburbs. So we had in the bottom of the presentation, we had a section of the city that shows that the city is very irregular, and this is a very important characteristic of the city.
And another thing about Quito is that, as you see in the last photo and this one, Quito is in love with modern architecture, the basic and modern architecture. And this is important for us to talk to you about the next question. The Quito's old modern buildings. We have a lot of buildings in Quito, in the center and the northern part of the Quito, that were built in the oil boom of our country, that is in the final of the 70s and mid-80s. These buildings, we saw it as a very, at first sight, we saw these buildings as something like, I don't know, it's not very cool, it's like boring building, it has a lot of problems, but here in Quito, the young people, it's trying to build, to buy a place where to live, and the cost is really high, really high, in comparison to the normal income in our country. So we had a lot of work as architecture firm here in Quito, using these old buildings. There are a lot of empty apartments, empty lofts, empty suites in these buildings, and also these buildings are in a good location. There are good quality constructions. They are made of concrete or masonry in every structure, and also these places are with a low cost in the city. You know, like we saw this as opportunity to work, and also our customers see it as opportunity. So the work we made here in Quito now is developed about how to transform these spaces, not throw them away or start from zero. Just try to put little pieces of architecture to make it like a new architecture.
Thank you, Pablo. This is awesome.
Thanks. Now we are going to talk about the small interventions. This part is not especially about our job, but is like the theoretical part of how we make our projects. We have this image. I don't know if you have seen them before. This is the Antonello Damasceno's San Jerome study picture. This picture is from the Renaissance. And you could say, but what is the point of bring a Renaissance image to talking about Quito and small architecture or interventions? This picture is very interesting because it talks about furniture in a really big space like a church. You know, it's like a really, really big space. If you want to change a church, in this example, is like a Catholic church in Italy, you could have a lot of problems and you will need a really big amount of money, you know. But in this case, this example in this painting show a big furniture that functions like a desk and a library, and also a small space in the church. Because of that, we have made these graphics at the right side. When we show we show this, like the furniture is working in every level, you know. It's like a little space. You can control the scale, the uses, and everything around this little architecture. Because of that, we start and we try to develop the old architecture with small interventions. Because these small interventions, the furniture is easy to install, it has a lot of detail, is easy for the customization, is easy to adapt to the build of the original space, is easy to change even with a professional help. For us, it's important that the user of the architecture probably have to need to change the space we brought it, but they don't have to call us and say, please move this furniture, because it's furniture. The furniture you can move and change the space. And also you can remove and renew it without a lot of money. Because of that, we're trying to create our projects, including furniture as a small intervention or a human scale architecture.
So in the projects you are going to see in this presentation, it's very important for us, these 6 items that are detailed, basic wood pieces, details that bring functions, color, wood, plywood, steel, and simple materials. You know, less is more. So this is the little intervention that we do in our work here in Ecuador. So we are going to talk about the first project that is Underground 01. So Pablo is going to talk about this project.
Thanks. This project is our first project in the year 2015. As the first project, like for an architect, brings you like a lot of nerve. It's like oh my God, what I'm gonna do. But it's a really interesting project because this is in an underground of a building. And in this case, we decided to put all the furniture you can see in the right side, in the image of the right side. We move all the walls, and then we only put some furniture, or we put furniture that surrounds all the functional spaces. In this case, we have the bathrooms, and we don't have a wall, but furniture instead of this. That's the way we develop this project. We use a lot of furniture that brings the function to the project, and we try to make it simple and make it from simple materials, no high quality and a lot of detail furniture. In this case, it's really simple furniture that responds to the function, and it easy to build, and easy to remove. That's the way we made this project, and nowadays it is still working. It's the users don't have any problem, and we saw that this idea of put furniture instead of walls, or instead of a lot of crazy details, help us to adapt to a short budget, and also to give a good design, I think, that seems like a normal house, but has a lot of little intentions, I think I like to say, but to respond for the necessities of the user.
So we understood that it doesn't make sense to completely renovate the existing place. So we open the space and bring new volumes to the project. This is other of the projects that we work together with Pablo in Taller Vertical, that we call it the Pill. So the original plant, it's like you can see 2 bedrooms, 1 kitchen, the 2 bedrooms, and it's a little like too many walls, too many structure, too many bedrooms. We don't have we want to optimize the space, so we move the kitchen. No, we didn't move the kitchen. We we moved the laundry next to the bedroom, and we have like 2 volumes that can be related, but had a different program. So this is the most important thing that we do during the process of the small intervention. That is, we don't have to rebuild all the apartment. We only have to put the spaces where they belong, and where the user can be more like more interesting in this use in specific.
As part of the solution, you can see in these graphics, we introduced the furniture, but it's not like a normal furniture like a sofa or a small table, like it's a really big furniture that solves all the problems. We always try to do that. It's like a single furniture that solves the most quantity of problems we had in the project.
So you can see that this project has two wooden boxes that have the programs that I already tell you, the bathroom and the kitchen. The kitchen has also a space to put, I don't know, books, plants, whatever object that you like, and you don't have to buy another furniture to put all the things that you have in your home. So this is the idea. So the furniture complete the program as architecture.
In the same line of design, we made this project for the Puse University here in Quito. This is a contest. We don't win the contest, but we would like to show you this because we try to use the same idea again. We have to redesign all these, the floor plan of this building, but they told us that we have to build it in a month, including the construction of the space, and also it has to be working in this month. That was a really difficult thing to solve in a project, and we thought the same idea. You know, this idea of the furniture doesn't don't work just for a small apartment or a small suite. It works for we thought that it works for every architecture. So in this case, we remove all the walls in the plan, and then we start to create and design 5 kind of furniture. A furniture for a workspace, a furniture for a resting space, a furniture for put some things to sell, to view, and the last furniture is like a big furniture that could transform into a front desk from a store, or it could be everything you need. So because of that, we want to show you this. Also, you have the render and the in the right part, when you can see this big furniture that solve all the problems, and we didn't use any walls of concrete parts of everything. Everything is made of steel and wood.
This is our office. Is 219 Housing Lab. It's an office that is located in a modern building here in Quito, and we renovated completely using a small intervention. So we put wooden walls in the main in the sala de reuniones. I don't remember how to say this in English.
In the meeting space.
I mean, yeah, thank you, Felipe. And we try to separate the spaces because in this office work three
Studios?
studios. So the walls serves us to do that. It's very small, but each space has its function. We have like six tables, an area for coffee, an area to sit, another area, the bathroom, and it's connected by a hall. So it's the same thing, replicated in different spaces, small intervention and furniture. We are going to talk about the last project that is, you can see the wooden, the color. The color is very important also in this project, in special because yellow calms people, so that's why we choose yellow, because many architects in one space, it could be a little stressful. So the last project we are going to show you, it's called Between Furniture. In this project, I would like to talk to you about furniture architecture. It's not like a standard term in architecture or design, but it could refer to the concept of designing furniture as an integral part of architectural design, or considering furniture in a context of architectural spaces. So this project is also built in a modern in an old building in Quito, and we did the same thing. We tried to build all the spaces thanks with furniture. We have the desk, library, mirror, that is the first furniture. And then we have the bench, trunk, closet, and then we have the kitchen furniture. We didn't need to put walls between this furniture, because the furniture, it has already its function. So in this project in special, we try to put all the effort of the others projects in this one. Pablo, I don't know if you have to say something.
Other thing about this project is like, I want to show you the plan of the apartment. It's like not the orthogonal and easy to design apartment like we used to do in the architecture school. It's like a really strange apartment. We didn't change the layout of the apartment. We tried to put the furniture to try to make it less strange. You know, you can see in the plan of the right side that the plan is really strange. It has original a lot of problems, like a lot of spaces that you can't use because you can put a furniture on anything in a really I don't know, really small and unformed corner in your home. So because of that, we try to, as Valeria says, we put all the effort of the last projects, like in every project we learn something. Like we put everything in this to try to solve all the problems, because we didn't have a lot of problems in all the projects like in this one, because we had a lot of triangles, angles, and everything was really messy in this apartment. And because of that, we didn't try to change it a lot, because we have a lot of piping and installations and ducts and everything that make it impossible to change the layout and make like a normal architecture project. So in this case, and I think in the other projects, we thought, and today we still thinking that the furniture, the big furniture that has a lot of functions, is the best way to solve all these problems. And also, you see, this was a really big apartment, and all the effort and all the budget was sent to the furniture, because we don't have the money to, I don't know, change all the spaces as we want, because to be fair, the first thing we thought when we saw the original apartment was, I want to remove all the walls, remove everything, and start over, because you saw is a really strange plan. Just for finishing, I want to show you this small graphics that shows the functions of the furniture, like desk, library, a mirror, a trunk, a closet, and also the like a normal furniture we have in our flats. It's the kitchen furniture, but we made a lot of work in the design and the detail. If you can see in the photos, not just in this project, but in all projects, we put all of our effort in the design of the details and the use of every furniture. And I think that's all. That's we want to thank you, Felipe, and all your I forgot.
Students.
The nerds. all the students to attend to our conversation here.
Thank you, Pablo. Thank you, Vale. It's very nice to see your work, and especially how sometimes solving a big problem, that is how people use and live in a space with the less number of actions and parts, in this case through a furniture. It's very interesting, because it's not that you are making like poor architecture, you are making like trying to work with essential, and putting all what is needed in a kind of like furniture that occupies a specific space, but that also transform the way the users occupy and experience the previous space.